Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 5 and we're going to be doing another endurance race. This time it's in Interlagos with the Yamha R7 EM from 1998. Now as you can see there is rainy conditions and I think it's going to be wet all the way through, so stick with the wet tyres and let's see what we can do. So already into the first corner, getting a bit messy, leaning onto the rider on the right hand side there. Now for the change of direction to the Senna S, going up with, oh yeah, looks like we got through okay. I thought Luke Fox and his teammate who was wearing identical leathers and helmet was going to come round the outside, but thankfully we were able to get through. So first things first, I'm going to put the fuel down to rain mode because I don't think the AI are going to give me too much difficulties here. The AI is on 120% difficulty with the AI behaviour set to aggressive, but I'm not sure how they're going to cope here today in the wet conditions. So I'm going to run with it. I'm going to run with rain fuel mode for now. I don't know if I can go through the entire race without pitting at all, but for the time being, that's what I'm going to go for. So once again, big shout out to Fuchs for making the Doom-inspired helmet. Do very much appreciate that helmet, and since we're here in Interlagos, seems only fitting to have that helmet that he's designed here today in his home circuit. Oh, a bit of contact there with Hirokazu Morikawa. Difficult to say Japanese name, so apologies if I butchered that one, but I certainly gave it a try. And just ahead of us we do have Rosa Alcalde and Charles Cooper as well. That's an aggressive lunge up on the inside of the Spaniard to take over for second place, but already we're in striking distance of beating Charles Cooper. Wow, we got really close to the wall there and onto the apex of the rumble strip. And of course, guys, if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing as well. We're on the push for 9,000 subscribers, and I can do that with your assistance. And of course, it's a... oh, what a move up then inside into the Senna S. Bit of a cheeky one. Did go up across the rumble strip, but it'll do. But of course, yeah, if you enjoy the content, best place to be, because I do upload videos every single day for Ride 5, MotoGP, or any other bike gaming content in general. So anyway, we're now into the lead. We're still using the rain power mode, so I'm curious how well this will do. Will we need to pit? I know you can do the 20-minute endurance race in Okayama without pitting if you use the rain option. But whilst it's actually in the wet weather conditions, I don't know. We're already 1.2 seconds clear of Charles Cooper, so I expected a bit more of a fight, to be honest with you. When I first originally started this video, I had just a vision of the autopilot crashing, because I have seen that happen before, and I was actually hoping that would happen, and I will not lie to you. I restarted this endurance race around 6 times in the hopes that the autopilot would make a mistake so we could make a challenge video out of it. So it's not quite worked out as I intended, but I do have another career mode video coming very, very soon, which was an incredibly difficult challenge. It took me around 25 attempts to actually get it done in the end. Maybe, yes, maybe something like that. Unless I've already recorded that video, I don't even remember. I don't even know where I'm up to anymore with the content. But yeah, there's a lot of challenge videos coming very, very soon. So across the line, we are the fastest man on circuit, of course, 1.5 seconds ahead of the competition in second place. We're saving a bit of fuel, but not massively amount at this stage. I mean, there's only been 4 minutes of this Grand Prix, well, almost 4 minutes. And we're down to 79% with Charles Cooper. I'm guessing he may also be running the Eco or Rain mode. We're all on Yamahas, or at least the majority of the field is on the Yamahas. But I will confess, even though that this is the wet conditions here in Interlagos, so wet weather conditions I'm okay with, I don't mind. I'm not as strong as the dry conditions, of course. I don't think anyone really is, unless you're a wet weather specialist. But regarding this circuit of Interlagos, it is far from my favourite. I'm not a fan of this track at all. But I will say, since doing the video with the Doom helmet, with the Ducati Monster 1200, and now doing a couple of laps here already, it feels pretty good in Ride 5. It feels much better than it did in Ride 4. So I will give props to this Brazilian circuit as we go nice and tight to the apex of Pico de Pato, which of course is turn 10. And And then into the left hand side for turn 11, and there pops up the subscribe button again, just popping up to say hello. We now go on the brakes again, nice and tight to the apex of Jun Chao. So now bring on the power, 3.5, 3.6. What are we thinking then, guys and gals? Let me know in the comment section down below, what gap do you think we're going to win this race by? I'm going to go for 10 seconds. Give and take a bit into the pit stop, so I'm going to have to think about this. But yeah, as it stands, with 5 minutes and 20 seconds of this race already concluded, I'm going to say around 10 seconds. Yeah, that's my pick. 10 seconds is the victory distance today. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think the distance will be providing I do win. Because who knows what's going to happen yet. I might be getting confident and cocky now, but who knows what's going to happen. You don't know. And we're already going a bit deep into turn 4 there, so that is a little bit of a mistake. And then into the left-hand side for turn 5. Now, for Ride 5, the curbs and rumble strips are genuinely really good within the 5th instalment of Ride. But here in Interlagos, there's a couple of curbs that are just a bit too bouncy. This one here on your left-hand side for turn 8, and the one coming out of the left-hander from turn 5, is also quite treacherous, so we do need to be careful on where we position our motorcycle. So bear that in mind. If I do go offline or make a small mistake, that could have massive consequences. So definitely pay attention to the curbs in this one if you're trying to replicate my performance here today. So back onto the brakes. We're losing 43,000th of a second as we got a little bit loose upon the brake. You see the R1 just sort of wobbling and shaking side to side, almost as if it was dancing. Not quite. Oh, again, a little bit squirrely on the acceleration. Just got to be careful. Don't need to be pushing too hard. And I've got to say, I'm usually pretty good at riding within myself and just, good lap. Improving the laps all the time. It's good to see. But not going over the limit, not really stressing the tyres and accelerating too much. I would like to think I'm quite a smooth rider, so I should imagine our tyres are going to be alright to do the distance, of course. But now onto the power. Be careful of going a little bit too much onto the sand and soil there. I've done that too many times. Did it with the Ducati Monster video a couple of days ago. And now into the left hand side for turn 4 for the Descida do Lago. And now to the left again. Nicely done. Straighten up the motorcycle. Not too bad. So considering this is a wet weather race, it does bring my attention to the possibilities of a wet weather race in Moto 2 coming up very, very soon. Now, of course, I haven't recorded any of the Moto 2 videos yet, or at least uploaded any to the channel. But I did see that I'm sure when I move over to Moto 2 with my brand new team, the first race may be wet or have some wet parts in it, so the dynamic weather may well be in effect in the first round of Portimao in MotoGP 23, so definitely check it out when that video drops. But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna rain or if it might not, so we'll see very soon. But I'm looking forward to moving over to Moto 2. Does feel a little bit strange moving over from Ride 5 to Moto 2. I thought it would correlate a little bit easier than it has. Still feel a little bit sluggish when I move over from each of the games. One thing I do notice with MotoGP is I turn in tremendously early compared to what I do with Ride 5. So after playing Ride 5 for quite a while, I find that I turn too early in MotoGP, and then vice versa, the opposite when I'm swapping over from MotoGP to Ride 5. Now, it's just caught my attention that we're 8.6 seconds clear from Hirokazu Morikawa. So my 10 seconds estimate may be a little bit of an understatement. We could very well be even more than that. Should we talk 15 seconds then? We'll keep on watching. Yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of time to go in this Interlagos Grand Prix. But what I will say is, regardless whether they're at the front of this group right now or just having a pretty lonely ride, I'm really enjoying Ride 5 and I really like these endurance modes. I think soon we're going to have to start doing the 40 minutes, hours, 2 hours, etc, etc. But for the time being, the 20-minute endurance, it's a lot of fun. I really like the the possibilities of just churning out the lap times and then thinking about the pit lane every now and again, when to pit and do we have enough fuel. It's fun, it's really good. I'm enjoying the endurance mode a hell of a lot, and if you're having issues with your endurance mode not ending, my only advice to you is do not use rewind. Apparently that's an issue that is causing the game to bug out with its lap counter. So yeah, if you're trying to replicate what I'm doing today and for some reason the race won't end, could be down to using rewind. And of course, you'll probably never see a rewind in my videos. I don't use rewind. If I've crashed, I've crashed, and maybe we'll either restart or we'll just accept it for what it is. I know in MotoGP 23 for my career mode there, we did have a couple of mistakes, some unforced errors from myself, and yet we never rewind. We don't do that here on the DrAce channel. I'm not a fan of using it. I find it's not cheating, but it's gaining an upper advantage, you know. I'm not looking to do that. I want to be transparent as possibly can with you guys watching the video. So we're already up again by another 1/10 of a second into this one. So this is when you start going through the risky stage, let's say. You're in a situation where you've got 11 seconds advantage. Edna Canto in second is not doing anything better than we are right now. They've got less fuel, so they're going to have to pit at some point. We're going to have to pit eventually, but I feel like I've still got some tyre wear left, and yeah, every now and again you see the sector time appears green and it says you're up by a couple of 1/10 of a second, and it just compels you to keep on pushing. And I think I might get suckered into that for this one, because it's not often I can do consistent lap times in Interlagos and enjoy the experience. As I say, I'm not really a big fan of this track. But I'm thinking otherwise. We're up again by 3.5 tenths of a second. Our fastest lap is a 1:41.083, which is the ultimate dangling carrot. You cannot be that close to the next increment of second. Oh, I went wide there. There you go. First mistake of the video. But you cannot be that close to the next increment of second without getting into it. So across the line we still got our 1:40 lap time. But yeah, our first mistake of this video today. And have a look behind us. Miss Canto, and there was a German rider all jumping into the pits. I mean, there's 30% of fuel left. That's, I guess, I mean, whenever you pit, it's down to you, isn't it? But I don't know. My personal preference is to... Oh, I've gone wide again. Too deep into turn 4. Too busy focusing and paying attention to what the other riders are doing rather than my own performance. But definitely... Whoa, there's it. Whoa! Oh, no! Oh! Hey, I said it earlier. I said it earlier. That rumble strip is treacherous in Ride 5. Wow! Our lead... We've lost around 10 seconds in that moment. What a bizarre moment that has been. I guess this was all coming together after making that small mistake from Jun Chao all the way up to the final corner. Scary moment. Well, that certainly woke us all up. That certainly made things interesting here in Interlagos. Now, of course, the riders behind were pitting at 30%, which caught me off guard. And I don't think I'm going to pit yet. I think I'm happy to go at least 10%, maybe a little bit less. Won't get too greedy, we won't get too audacious. But I think around 10% is when I'll start considering to pit. But anyway, Luke Fox in second, Chester Anderson in third. As we now charge down the left-hand side and get across the line, it is going to be a lap time of a 1:50.451. And Chester Anderson is now into the pits. So Charles Cooper as well. Kayushi, the Japanese rider there. And I've just realised there's no Fast Charlie in this one. He probably didn't qualify because he sucks. Probably didn't get within the parameter of trying to qualify into the race in this endurance race this weekend. So yeah, sorry Charlie, but not sorry. Oh, back up into the first split, up by 88 thousandth of a second. I don't suppose we're going to lap anyone in this video, not like we did in the French Riviera circuit for the update video. But I'm still pretty confident that we can put in some better lap times. Can we do better than a 1:49.95? I think so. Maybe around 1:40 mid. 1:45, let's say. Going into the right hand side, it's turn 8. And back across into the left for turn 9. It's just gone 4:15 here, 23 degrees here in Brazil, with 100% rain and precipitation on this circuit right now. Now into the right hand side. It's just 5 minutes remaining of this endurance session, so you've got to believe that we've pretty much done the business. First, second, third and fourth are all towards the third sector of the track. Oh, we're down by 71,000th of a second, but something to mention is our lap time included the mistake into this very corner here. So if we can avoid that and not do it again, we could well be looking at that 140 mid that I was referring to a moment ago. So let's charge down the straight across the line. It is a 147.14. Not quite mid, but close enough, let's say. 0.2 of a second deviation from where I thought we would be. So Luke Fox is into the pits, and the South African of Johan Kloppers is also jumping into the pits. So now then, guys and gals, this is the point where we can make it or break it. If we go too far, we don't pit, we could lose fuel. And if we go in and we pit, we'll probably get the job done. And considering we've already lost 4.5, almost 0.5 of a second, I think it's time to pit. Gunther Kutschler has now inherited second place. Sting says in many of his songs that the meek shall inherit the earth. Well, what good is a used up world, and what use could it be having? Do quite like that lyric, and I don't know where Gunther Kutschler has gone, but I was going to make the comment that he inherited that, but what was the use of inheriting second place when he hadn't pitted? I don't know, actually. No, he went to the pits, didn't he? Yeah, he went into the pits with Luke Fox, and that may be the last we'll be seeing of Mr. Kutschler, so we'll see in the future. But anyway, it is now less than 10% of fuel. You've seen the warning. I mean, you can't ignore it. Look at it flashing in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And we are ahead by 40 seconds now. My usual plan is always to not change the tyres, because I think it makes it interesting that we have to run and finish the race with some really destroyed tyres. So I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'll make sure the fuel's around 30 to 40% I think. Wow, could the autopilot stay in the actual track limits there? But anyway, we're now into the pits. Just noticed the rear tyre went really red then for a second before we got into here. In fact, the tyre is down to 4% on the rear. We probably should have changed tyres, but as I say, let's make it interesting. Let's use some very, very worn tyres for this one. So I've left the fuel to go up to around 50 plus, 60%. I think that's enough. And I should hope the AI has now got closer. I could run the highest fuel setting, but I don't think I will. And I think I'll stick to the rain. But this is the interesting part now. This is a massive pit lane exit. We're going to be here for a while, yeah? Autopilot's doing its God's work. Just gradually coming out. Quick look to the right hand side, and you must stay on your left hand side until that line ends, which we can go now. And we have a 10, 9, 8, 7.5, 7 seconds. Wow, only a 7-second advantage. So my estimation of a 10-second victory is going to come up short. It's too large. I don't think we're going to pull 2 seconds, or 3 seconds should I say, to Edna Ruiz Canto now. And that rear tyre, whoa, it's flashing. Now unfortunately with Ride you don't see which side of the tyre has taken the majority of the damage, or the wear. It's just all of the rear tyre in this one. So, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get many slides or mistakes. It just still feels planted. It feels really good, actually. It's hard to say if it really feels any significantly different, to be honest. It feels a little bit looser, but nothing major. I think as well with the wet weather conditions, we're already approaching the racing and the throttle in a very gentle manner, so I don't think it's enough to cause concern. But what I can tell you now, guys and gals, that lap 12 will be the penultimate lap, because the very final lap now, which is commencing now, is right here for the last 30 seconds of this Interlagos Grand Prix, this Interlagos Endurance for part 19 of our Ride 5 career mode. I have thoroughly enjoyed this one. I've thoroughly enjoyed every single career mode race we've done so far. It's been really good and really enjoyable here in Ride 5. I'm having a wicked time with this game. So, interestingly enough, first split down by 51,000th of a second. That rear tyre with nothing left, it's still going. And it's still producing solid quality sector times. We've gained a second on Edna. We're now up to 8 seconds advantage. I don't think I'm going to pull 2 seconds to get the 10-second advantage. 1% of the rear tyre remaining, 6% on the front. There is nothing left for these Metzeler tyres right now. I think they were Metzeler. I'm just going to say, yeah, I mean, not like you could question it anyway, because you can't really tell. But anyway, into the final part. Into the right-hand side for turn 10. This is the last time we'll be navigating that corner. Now to the left-hand side for turn 11. The race will come to its close and come to its conclusion in just a moment's time. Goodness me, faster again into the third split. Where's this come from? Very last part of the race here. Desperate to get the 10-second victory. As it's out 8.5 seconds. It's still going to be a good lap as we now charge down the back straight, into the left-hand side for the small kink, and across the line for victory in yet again another endurance race. And right on the last lap there, fastest man on the track at 140.555. Wow. So there you are then, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and ensure to hit the like button and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my daily uploads. Thanks for watching, guys. Ciao for now.
Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.